my sweet friends. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching me on a regular basis, you guys. I love working with you. I love hearing from you and doing readings for you guys. It's just I'm so blessed to be able to have such beautiful people that I get to interact with all the time. And those of like mind. So it's always so helpful to have that support system around you, people who who have your back and really are looking out for your best interests. I wanted to mention a couple of things that I feel Spirit wanted me to mention today. One of them being that those of you who are quick to say what you think, what you mean about things, like if you're quick to, if it's not hard for you to tell somebody what you think of them or what they just said, or call them out, or things like that, do a little experiment for this weekend and just bite your tongue and see. It's like so much of it, we use our language to control, our language, or either our silence or our talking to control. So don't jump to conclusions. If you're upset by something that somebody said, do Byron Katie's work on it, or meditate, or drop into your heart as best you can. Just self-soothe rather than try to feel like you have to control the person or tell them what you think or whatever. Just don't, for like 3 to 7 days. If you want to do it for like a whole week, that'd be a really awesome challenge. Don't tell anybody what you think of anything. Don't try to control anything, and just bite your tongue and see the wisdom that starts to rise up within you. See the grace that shows up in place of the control that you would normally automatically go to, just see what happens. See how magically things work out for you when you just trust that life will take care of the issue and you don't have to. I want you to see some really cool miracles doing this. So jot down the things that start happening. Jot down what you were thinking or what you felt like telling someone, and just don't do it. And then just see, and then just write down what your concern is. Write down what your fear is. Write down what you're thinking about it. Just write it all down, and then wait it out and see if it naturally resolves itself within this week. So also, those of you who are normally quiet and you're normally suppressing out of fear also, or trying to control the situation or whatever, try speaking up. Try asserting yourself. Try making yourself important. Try honoring your feelings, but come from the heart. So if you have to stand up to a bully, or you feel like it's time to express yourself to someone you love, or any of those situations where it's very intimidating for you to speak your feelings, go within and ask yourself, what would I tell my best friend right now? Well, I would tell my best friend this, that, and the other thing. So you could practice out loud. So here's the situation that you would go to your friend with, or maybe even listen to yourself telling your friend what you're feeling, what you're thinking. And those are the exact things that you need to tell that person. I'm afraid of this. I think this. I'm thinking that and the other thing, and then I haven't, because blah 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 blah. Those are the things that you say to that person. It really, all of those. Just listen to what you're telling your friends. Listen closely to what you're telling your friends, and use that exact same language to turn around and tell the other person. The objective here is to start being truly authentic in your communication. If you must communicate at all, let it be authentic and completely from the heart. So just give that a shot. Give that a shot for like a week or so, and see the incredible miracles that will start to unfold for you when you stop controlling it and you stop putting everybody else first, and you actually say, this is important for me. It matters to me. And that's all that's important for me, because this is my life. I'm not here for you and your life, because you're there for you plenty. I want to do this for me, period. And that's all, I just want you to know how I feel. I just want you to know what I think about that. Just try it. So the other thing that Spirit was talking about, and through me experiencing it, sometimes Spirit will put me through things to show you guys, or to bring attention to something for you guys. Now, they always say in Qigong, those of you who are practicing Qigong, I've been hearing great reports of you guys really enjoying and loving it and bringing you a lot of peace. And I think that's awesome. I love it as well. If you have a chronic condition, you want to be doing it 3 to 5 times a day. I know that seems like a lot, but just doing that for a couple months can completely take all of your ailments away. So it's worth it, right? It's worth it to not have a surgery. It's worth it to not be taking a million pills a day, right? So just do it 3 to 5 times a day. So anyway, but my Qigong master, Ming Tong Gu, he says that, if you're stretching or meditating, it counts as your Qigong fuel for the day. So either boosting your Qi through Tai Chi or Qigong or something like that, for however many minutes your objective is to do like at least an hour to 2 of Qigong a day. So if you want to do like a half an hour of Qigong and a half an hour of meditation, or a half an hour of Qigong, could be a guided meditation, even could be just laying on your bed and being quiet and being grateful. Thank you, God, for all the wonderful things that I do love about my life. Any of that, but stretching is part of this. So try, when you first wake up in the morning, if there's any kind of pain whatsoever, when you get up and go to the bathroom, or you get up in the morning and you get going or whatever, either stretch in bed, like put your hands at one end of your bed, even go diagonal on your bed, and stretch your hands out as far as you possibly can over your head, and then do the same with your feet. So stretch out as far as you possibly can in both directions. Oh yeah. Or when you stand up, do the same thing, like reach way up to the sky and get up on your tippy toes and go as high as you possibly can, and then get moving. It's amazing the difference. A cat never, ever gets up from a laying position without stretching. Watch them. It's pretty incredible. They're smart. They know this. They instinctively know this. I guess another thing I wanted to mention real quick too is talk to your body. So I've been taking pickling lime juice from that. What was that doctor? I forget her name. Mugsy or something. Dr. Mugsy. She mentioned that that taking pickling lime can get rid of like skin cancer and all kinds of different cancers and stuff. So it just kills everything, and lime soap and things like that. So it's horrible tasting, absolutely horrible. You take a tablespoon and you put it in water. You probably want to at least a few cups, a couple cups, or 2 or 3 cups or so. And you let it soak in the refrigerator for at least an hour or so, and the sediment will drop to the bottom. And then you scoop off about a half of a cup to put in a glass for yourself. And it's horrible. And it's good to have a chaser that tastes similar. So like a lime chaser, like fresh lime squeezed into some water, or lemon, or, something that kind of tastes similar. Hold your breath while you drink it. The key to, you don't taste anything if you don't breathe. So just completely hold your breath and swallow it, and then take the chaser down right after it. But sometimes you feel like you're going to throw up. It's really good. It's really bleh. So I was taking it this morning and I got nauseous, and I don't always do that. Sometimes, like, I've done it twice, and I've done it for at least a week or so now. And it's doing great. It's doing great. But this morning, my body was like, what it felt like I was going to throw up. And I just said to my body, I'm so sorry, but this is going to kill cancer. It kills parasites. It's kind of like a natural and a good chemo. Like it's going to kill anything bad in us right now. So it's worth the horrible taste, and in that to do this, right? And my body just immediately stopped being nauseous. It just totally listened to me, and it was like, okay, I understand, I get it. And it listened. So our body is always listening to us. And sometimes if you explain, just like with kids will freak out and they'll just throw the biggest fit in the world, like, wow. And then you're like, well, the reason that we're doing this is because blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah. And here's what's in it for you. Oh, okay. So take the time to explain even to your pets or your tree in your backyard. It's like, just take the time to explain to people around you, or to, especially those that don't have any control over the matter. So your body, your children, your pets, this is what's going on and why this needs to happen. And always mention what's really good for it in them, or find something that is. Like, sometimes some of you need to move somewhere, and you're like, I don't know how I'm going to tell my daughter because she's really going to throw a fit. Find all her favorite things in the new place. Find a new hobby for her. Find a new, whatever it is, and be like, go to her excited. Don't bring your angst. Don't bring your guilt. Go and be like, guess what? We have this wonderful opportunity to go to a new place where you can have a room decorated just the way you want to. And you're going to have a say in this, that, and the other thing. And we're going to get you to, whatever it is you want to get her excited about, that she's already into, and that it's going to be really life enhancing for her. And that's where you come from. Of course, you can explain the big picture too. I need to go because blah, blah, blah. And I want to be happy. You want to be happy too, don't you? Isn't it nice to be happy? We're going to go where mommy or daddy feel really happy. Like, we feel really excited and happy about this, but we also thought about you and some wonderful things that will be in it for you too. So if you don't, sometimes we project our fear onto other people and our children, when it's just unnecessary. If we can just look for the good thing in all of it, and just really truly come from the heart, then they'll buy it. If you act wishy-washy, or, well, I don't know if I should really be asking for this, or I don't know if I should, if you act kind of like, oh, I don't know, are you going to let me? Then a lot of times you'll get resistance, and your family will jump all over you saying, here's what you need to do. No, you don't know what you're doing, blah, blah, blah. But if you come across as like full on confident, and be like, I'm making this move, period. It's not up to you. This is up to me. It's my decision. I've made it, period. And it's going to be awesome. And it's going to be great. And it's going to be the best thing I've ever done in my life, because I say so, because I'm creating that, because I am the master of my experience. And those who don't get it, just don't get it. But you don't need to, because this is my life and I'm doing this. When you come across that way, they'll totally back off and they'll respect it. And they themselves will start questioning their own life. What kind of decisions should I be making right now that I'm not being authentic to, that I'm not, that I need to be that way with? Maybe that's how I should sound with my mom. Maybe that's how I should sound with whoever, you know what I mean? So anyway, some little pearls of wisdom this morning. Well, I guess it's afternoon by the time this comes out. All right, so we're going to take a look at some questions you guys have. I hope you guys had a great 4th of July weekend. Oh, I just got exciting. Some of you had an exciting weekend. That's awesome. All of you had an exciting weekend? Okay. I'm recording this on the 5th of the morning, in the morning of the 5th. So something incredible happens on the 5th, and that's probably what this is pertaining to. Okay, so 4148. Hi, Amy. I have finally found a guy. We talk daily and we've been intimate and sexual. Well, he's also guiding me in fixing my new fixer-upper, a house. My concern is that he is kind and, well, that's very concerning. My concern is that he's kind and would help anyone. But when I express my appreciation, he's just really nonchalant about it. And those things aren't said back. He has talked about taking it slow because of his job. I don't know if I'm friend zoned or he doesn't want a committed relationship, or if I'm not the one or he's not the one. I'm currently navigating my living situation and want to include him, which I've hinted. I'm not sure if I should move out to the fixer upper 2.5 hours away, or rent in town closer to him and use the house as a project on the weekends, as he said he would help with. So this is a unique situation because you guys are, interacting on a regular basis. A lot of time true love is like, it has to go through this major separation. I don't know if you guys have been through a major separation and now you've come together. So I do feel that this is definitely a true love. This is definitely a true love for you. But they said he's not ready. Feels like he's still beating himself up over some things in the past. It just, that people don't realize it. When you're with the wrong person, and that person who was wrong for you, like they were not a true love, they were a karmic partnership where they were there to teach each other lessons, right? When that person leaves, the more tenderhearted person, that tenderhearted person is left with major scars, because these guys are, a lot of times they're sociopaths, psychopaths, narcissists, all that kind of stuff. So these guys are just left damaged and hurt and heartbroken. And they're like, the psychopaths were really good at convincing them that they actually loved them when they didn't. They were just putting on a show. They were faking them out, basically, for all kinds of different reasons. And I know that we would be like, nobody does that. That's terrible, blah, blah. But they do that. And they do it purposefully. Some of them were part of the Luciferian system, and they were actually taught that from when they were little, to how to manipulate and screw people over and how to be horrible to people, or they learned it from somebody who had. So we have to consider that there's been some things going on in our society that we've been unaware of. People have been actually trained to hurt people, so emotionally. Anyway, so then there's these good-hearted people who just can't hardly recover because they put their heart out there, or they actually fell for it. They thought it was true, and they didn't understand why this person would constantly hurt them over and over and over. Well, they did it, and they did it laughing behind their back, and they thought it was a great time, and they thought, hey, this stuff works, man. I'm totally manipulating the crap out of this person, and it's so much fun. They actually love it. They get off on it. So it helps to understand that there are those types of people that we've been in these relationships with that have not that it wasn't our fault. It was that they were just the wrong person for us, and they were totally faking us out. When you figure that out, it kind of lifts the whole thing up. Oh, there was never love there in the first place. They were just pretending. Okay. I don't know why I was targeted, but at least it wasn't the love situation that I thought I was in. And so it looks like he hasn't really gotten past that to really believe in love again. So not the real deal anyway. It's we'll go into these new relationships thinking, oh, great, here I go again. It's going to be the same damn thing. It's going to be a karmic, but they don't put that label on it. They think it's that true love itself is a disguise, when it's actually the wrong person for them, who is playing them to use them, which your true love would never do. So they're very, very different, but it's hard for somebody who's been scarred, somebody got duped really bad. It's hard for them to open their heart back up to somebody who's authentic. So that takes time, and it's a slow healing. You in that situation, you have to be just very, very gracious, very patient. And you might want to watch my playlist all about true love, and especially, or just go to amysatori.com/videos. And those are like my most frequently referenced videos. And in there is one called The Divine Masculine's Ultimate Test. So a lot of times when we feel that strongly about somebody, and they and we just know that there's something between that person and you or whatever, and you're just completely convinced. Oh, they're saying if you're totally in your power as a feminine, you will have your wish fulfillment. So just however you need to be in your power, do that. I would take it as a wonderful opportunity to do Byron Katie's work. And just in all these different true love situations where somebody's ghosting you or something like that, everything that triggers you, everything that upsets you about what they're doing, examine it, find out the truth about it, do Byron Katie's work on it. It just takes 30 to 45 minutes. I have exercises on how to do that here on YouTube. So yeah, go, it's the whole thing for the feminines, the ones who are wanting the love. Well, the masculines are the ones that are kind of backpedaling. The feminines need to heal themselves just like the masculines do. They're healing in different ways. The masculines are healing from the past abuse, even abuse or neglect from parents and things like that. They're healing that stuff. And the feminines are also healing their triggers. And then eventually when they're really healed, they come together. So being that he's backing off and kind of pretending or acting like he's in friend zone or whatever, I would say he's just definitely not ready yet. And I'd give him lots and lots and lots of space, unless he, well, I mean, I would be probably, well, let's see, 2.5 hours away. That is a long ways away. I mean, I don't know, like what you do for work or whatever. Should she go live in the place that's 2.5 hours away? Should she live in town? Okay. I feel like you should go live at the Fixer Upper, and he'll come out there. That way he can come out as often as he's feeling comfortable to also, but it's also distance does make the heart fonder. So leave him lots of space to really think it through and to really think about what it is he truly wants. And when there's distance there, also his heart, if it's true love, which it seems to be, his heart will yearn for you and he will want more. And when he's ready, he'll start coming out of his shell and he'll start giving more to you. And he'll start, wanting to connect on a deeper basis. So I would get away from him. I would get away from him and leave him lots of space and let him come see you. And then he can dream about being able to live out there with you. And, he'll come out as often as he can and whatnot. But yeah, it looks like he's trying to get up courage. Okay. So what's he really thinking and feeling about her right now, please? He also feels like you're his true love. So it's not just you. He believes that too. And you make him very, very happy and giddy like a little kid. So he's just probably scared he'll let you down. In his actions, he wants to be victorious and successful with you. Like that could be just him coming out of a shell and admitting how he really feels about you, which is that you're his dream come true. You're everything he's ever wanted in a woman. He wants this new beginning. These are very positive cards. And in the future, he wants a super passionate beginning with you. He wants a whole new life to open up for you guys. The Fool. He'll act a fool to go have this new beginning with you. He doesn't care what it takes. Incredible cards. He also is thinking of taking a road trip with you, maybe having babies with you. He thinks that, wow, he really thinks you're his dream come true. I don't even see a negative card in here. This is unbelievable. Ace of Pentacles. Like, yeah, he wants commitment. This guy wants commitment. They will lie to you too, man. They will lie if they're insecure, which he is. He's insecure, but he wants to do the right thing and he wants to come out of hiding. So he's making a judgment call to overcome his ego so that he can have his happy family. So in a case like that, you really do want to take him for what he says, and see, he doesn't feel worthy, but as soon as he feels like he's trying to get up the worth to be courageous enough to come out from hiding, to have the end of a difficult period here. But if he should seriously shove you away and say no, that it's definitely if he goes in total denial about it, just be like, okay, all right, I have my answer. Thank you. And then you just go on with your life and you go up to that new location and you be open to anybody. Just be open. And if he's able to, if he can grow from this experience and stretch himself outside of his comfort zone, then he's not going to let you go to some other guy. That's just not going to happen. But you got to just make yourself happy and just go have a good time at your new place and go start your new life, and just focus completely on you and making you happy. So he definitely wants to be with you. Well, let's look at some ghoster cards as confirmation here. Aha. I'm dealing with an addiction right now. Please let me deal with this on my own so I can feel empowered and confident starting a new life with you. I know I can do it. So a lot of these guys do have some kind of an addiction issue, and they're not going to tell you that, because they don't want you to feel sorry for them or look down on them or disrespect them or anything. I hate myself right now. I can't very well accept your love when I can't love myself, but I'm working it out. So that would explain why he's kind of pushing you away. Will you please send me messages via social media so that social media that let me know you're still thinking of me? I'm going through a hard time, and I know and need to know that you're not going anywhere. That's so funny. I don't trust this connection right now. Maybe it's what my friends have been saying about it. I'm just feeling skeptical. Am I imagining this? Am I delusional? Have you cast a spell on me? So it feels like some of his friends or family are trying to put the kibosh on this for whatever reason. It's usually because it doesn't serve their purposes. A lot of times it is that. But it could also be, they could actually be looking out for him, but they need to ultimately trust his own decision-making abilities. So, and it's probably because, well, they're probably telling him, look, you're still hooked on your ex. You still have to heal those wounds. You're still feeling terrible about what happened and what they said to you. It's not that he's hooked on his ex, if that's what I just said. It's not that he's still hooked on that person, or maybe he is a bit, but it's more about the damage that was done, the things that person said, or the way that they did it, or that somebody could be that horrible. It's more about that stuff that he needs to get over. But he says, my love, I have unwavering faith in us. In fact, I've never believed in anything like I believe in us. Please hold the space for us, for me, well, or us, while we figure it out. Okay. I'm on my way to you right now. I'm so excited. Okay. I'm planning a big surprise for you to make up for everything. So just let him get through this. Give him plenty of space and have some faith in the situation, but also keep your options open. Because when these guys get really scared, sometimes they run and they go out with a karmic. They could go back to the ex. They could go out with some girl that has the same name as you, or looks like you, or reminds them of you, or something like that. And then they end up putting your guys' connection off for years, or never happens because of it. But I don't want you to go there with it. So don't even worry about that. Just give them plenty of space and do what's right for you and love yourself. You need to be your first and only priority, and just let him figure his stuff out. Keep praying for him to see the truth in all things, and pray for him to love himself. All right. 4152. Hi, Amy. I've been seeing this guy since March, and I am wondering if he is a true love counterpart. He works out of state, and we are building our relationship the best we can through distance, though it's been challenging due to his work schedule. The other day, we were talking on the phone, and I was asking for reassurance about our relationship to make sure we're on the same page. He didn't respond well, and almost seemed annoyed that I was asking, probably because we just had this talk a few weeks ago. Since that phone call, I have yet to hear from him. I'm worried that I pushed him away and feel very confused. I would very, very much appreciate your guidance in the situation. Can you do a love spread for me to let me know what's going on here, please? Absolutely. Okay. I do feel it's a true love. They don't like the pressure. And it's also, they get scared in making their own decisions. Sometimes they're afraid to make the wrong decision. They're afraid to mess things up. They're insecure. They're scared. So he's just as insecure as you are. And he's like, I can't reassure you if I can't even reassure myself right now. So it's really important that all of us learn to like self-soothe and to be able to go within instead of needing a reassurance without, like outside of us with someone else. This kind of it goes back to what I was saying in the very beginning of making this video, where I talked about if you tend to say it out loud easily, don't. Like, reassure yourself. Say, do Byron Katie's work and get to the bottom of it, pull it up by the roots and really sort it through and really take a good look at it. Why am I feeling insecure? Because when you love yourself and you see value in yourself, you're not going to push your partner away like that. So build up your loving yourself muscle. And it's going to encourage him to do the same thing. If both of you are going away loving yourselves more, then you come back and you're stronger. If you guys go away and just beat yourselves up and act guilty and what did I do? I think I probably blew it, blah, 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 blah. Just always go away and love yourself more. Just always, no matter what's going on, even if you're having a fight right then, go to the bathroom. I love you. I love you even when you're fighting. I love you even when you do this. And I love you when you self-sabotage. It's okay. This is part of part of your history. This is where we're at right now. Okay. So honor that, respect that, love that about yourself. And keep coming back with more resilience in a loving and gracious way. You're leaning too much on him to give you that reassurance when the reassurance needs to come from you. And what a great catch you are. And that way he'll do the same thing on his part, because you guys are attached energetically, usually, to your true love. So I think you just put too much pressure on him. And I think he's like, I don't need somebody doing that to me right now. I have enough pressure I'm putting on myself without having somebody be that needy that they constantly need reassurance that we're okay. So this is a really good slap on the hand from the universe saying, love yourself. Love yourself. Stop reaching out to somebody else to get that. Even with friends, sometimes, you don't need to go to your friend with everything either. Take out Byron Katie's work, read her book, flip over the notebook, do all the, do the work, do the self-inquiry process, really go within. And do not talk back to that person. Do not reach back out to that person until you've dropped in your heart space and you've had some kind of an epiphany or realization about the situation that brings you clarity. You're like, oh, then you can share that with them, when you're coming from that place. All right, we're going to take a look at him real quick. Wow, he's feeling very passionate about you. He's thinking about you. He's spying on you. He's coming from a place of integrity. If he's married, he's looking to get a divorce. So he actually looks quite strong. He's trying to get up the strength to get over some of his worry. Yeah, super, super passionate, strong, loves the connection you guys have. He's feeling a little bit defensive, because a part of him was feeling like you're right. Like sometimes he's been fickle, so you kind of called him on it and he didn't like that. But or maybe he says things sometimes that are immature that put you off, that make you feel like insecure about your connection. And so he's doing a little bit of beating himself up too, that you can't trust him more than that. So it feels like, yeah, they just said chill, just chill. He'll be back. And let me take a look at his cards. I'm afraid I'll push you away out of feeling unworthy. Let me work on loving myself. I know I can do this, and I really don't want to lose you. You are my everything. I've got to put my career first right now. And though you probably think I'm putting this before you, I actually feel like it's actually me letting you be comfortable while I build something stable for us. So he wants to build a stable life for you guys, and feels like he needs to, in order to feel like a man and feel confident, he's got to be making some good money for you. So he's reassuring you that it's not your body. I know you think your body isn't perfect, but it's heaven to me. And I often think about and look forward to exploring it and how to pleasure you, but beyond what you've known. I want you so bad. So just don't take it personally. Yeah, if I haven't said it in a while or yet, I love you. I'm working on a plan to surprise you right now, these guys and their surprises. Okay, so he's taking, looks like he's just kind of taking a time out from life right now and all the pressures of it. So that he can come back refreshed, renewed, and stronger than ever. I'm on my way to you right now. I'm so excited. So just give him the benefit of the doubt, work out your own insecurities on paper. Really go through some self-discovery with that all the insecurities this is bringing up for you. And they just said, don't assume anything negative. Never assume anything negative. Like, do your best not to ever assume anything bad is going on. Just assume the best, that everything's going to work out, and you can even affirm it. Thank you, God, that this situation just turned out so beautifully. I'm so happy he finally called me and told me how much he loves me. And now we're on the same page and we feel good about things. And, there was a reason I love myself for being insecure about the situation and talking to him about it, because there was something unsettled in my heart that I needed to honor that piece of me that needed an answer in that moment, so don't beat yourself up, understand that, and cut yourself slack, because cutting yourself slack is going to save your relationship as well, both of you. So that's good that he's licking his wounds right now, and that he's loving himself, and that he's pulling away, but it's good for him. So that when you guys come back, if you've done the same thing, if you've worked on loving yourself, then you guys will be able to have a nice heart-to-heart talk that could actually get you guys trusting each other even more. Okay, 4153. Hi, Amy. Can you please give me some guidance on how the Alliance will contact me to set up an RV appointment if I purchased currency privately? What method of contact will they use? How much is she not taking? Well, they'll probably contact the person who, if the person wrote down your name, they would have that, like whoever gave it to you privately, or they would contact the person who actually purchased it. They wouldn't know who you are. I don't feel like, I don't feel like they would just like somehow they're, psychic and they would come up with your name and they would find you. I don't think that's going to happen. So I think you need to get on, like Ron Giles' newsletter. He has a website, Love One Society, like LOVEWON Society. Go to that website, join the newsletter, and he's going to put out an announcement as soon as there's an 800 number to call. Or you're definitely going to hear it in your certain circles. You could go to Ron Giles on Telegram. You can join some different Telegram groups that talk about when this is all going to roll out. There's also an email for Ron, and it is info@qfs2020.com. So that's info@qfs, as in Quantum Financial System, 2020.com. And you can write to him and you can ask him that question, or you can just say, how do I get on your newsletter? Except I would just try to find his newsletter and get on it. So, but I mean, there's so many different places like that. There's so many different ways that you can find that information. There's, if any of you watching this are somebody who's staying apprised of all of this, and you watch somebody in particular who's really informative, please list it in the comments below for this person. And then you obviously please go through the comments and look for anybody who might be offering you some good information, some good intel as to how to stay apprised. Because you're going to have to contact them. They're not going to contact you, it feels like. Anything else you want to tell this person? Okay, let's pull some spirit cards. Take your time making this decision, something involved in maybe humanitarian work or something. Take your time making this decision. You'll know when it's time to take action. Your intuition could tell you too. Don't worry, you won't miss the window. That's crazy. Which perspective or a pit or option feels good or gives you relief? Choose that one. There you go. You're being too superficial. Dig deeper to pull it up by the roots. What's really underneath it? What's really underneath it all? So take a look at that fear or whatever's coming up for you around that subject and make peace with that somehow. Like if you were to totally miss the experience and all of a sudden you found out everyone's gotten their foreign currencies. If everybody got everything, everybody got their Zims, everybody, they've all like rushed in this week or so, and you didn't know, and you were totally like, oh my gosh, now I'm stuck with this foreign currency, and I can never do anything with it. If that were to happen, your very worst nightmare, how would you cope with that? How would you deal? Like face that, it'll really help. Having a good cry, then putting your hand on your heart and saying, I love you can be all that you need sometimes. You're only being given one step at a time because if you knew all that's coming, it would overwhelm you. So please just trust us to guide you. You don't need all the answers right now. All right. They just said antsy pants. So just relax, because you got it coming and you're not gonna miss it. All right, 4154. Hi, Amy. Over the last few months, our beautiful 7-year-old foster daughter has been sick a lot and is now having very frequent headaches. I feel she internalizes and holds onto her emotions, which could be contributing to this. Can you help me, please? One of the things that comes to me is doing some kind of an exercise and helping her to express her feelings. And you probably do that with her already. Let me see. All right. So what I saw was an emotion board. Like put it on her door or right outside her door on the wall, or put it in the kitchen or something like that, that has like all these different faces as to how I'm feeling today. There's a smiley face, an angry face, an insecure, like confused face, all these different faces. And when she wakes up in the morning or throughout the day, encourage her to put that, how are you feeling right now? Let's go pick a face. Come on. And then just help her to start. She's disconnected her feelings somehow. So you'll have to ask her, how do you feel? And then like, when I feel scared, my heart beats fast. When I feel uncertain, my stomach churns. When I feel whatever, like describe the physical sensation that you feel when you have certain emotions. Explain that to her, helping her feel out what she's feeling. And then when she puts it up, no matter what it is, even if it's angry or confused or whatever it is, be like, good, that's so great. You were able to identify that. How does that feel to be angry right now? Help her to get in touch with that feeling of anger. Do you know that it's okay to be angry? Do you know that it's okay to be angry and that you can love yourself? Do you know that God loves you even when you're angry? Do you know that I love you even when you're angry? And sometimes when you're angry, you're actually really sad. And that's okay too. And even when you're sad, we can talk about it. So all you ever have to do is feel the feeling, and then you can talk to me or somebody who can do something to help you out of that. I would watch also Matt Kahn's video, what is it called? Respecting the shadow, because it'll help you understand the way that all about those negative feelings that we all have and how to deal with them within ourselves. And maybe you can come up with some kind of an exercise from watching that video that'll help you with her. Now, in terms of her headache, is this from the pressure of not talking about her emotions? No, physical. They said it's a physical thing. From the sickness. Okay. Why is she so sick? Run down. Yeah, run down, like emotionally, mentally. I think she was abused. I think she was abused. So she has like a disconnect when they kind of go out of body. So let me do something to help her like integrate all of herself back again. Let me bring the parts back. And she's given me permission, or I wouldn't do this. Hi, la son say she can't. Tansa se la ena umamana ke la esa shishe la nataike umaman ana ake la san she la homa ana ake. Also let her know that anything that's ever happened in her past, as terrible as it is or as painful as it is, it doesn't matter anymore because it's completely in the past. Even let her know that your cells regenerate all the time and you become like a brand new person every, what is it, year and a half or something like that. Your body completely, like you have all new skin, all new cells, all new everything. Like I think every year and a half or something like that. So like let her know like that general idea that, do you know that we're like totally new people every year and a half or so? Isn't that incredible? So it never matters what happens in our past. You could even share something that happened in your past and just say, when I was really little, somebody did this, that, and the other thing to me. And it was just such a painful experience. I just wanted to stuff it down and act like it didn't happen. But now you're safe and you're in a home. Or like what I learned was when I got older, I just said, you know what, none of that matters. None of the past ever matters because the past doesn't even exist. Neither does the future. It's all in your imagination. All that ever really matters is right here, right now, is having this conversation. You and me looking at each other right now. That's it. That is the most important moment in the world right now. And it always is. Like teach her about being in the present moment and how the past doesn't matter. I feel her feeling relief when I say that. She not taking. And she needs to have more fun. She needs to just really play it up. She needs to just like dance. She needs to dance. She needs to pop balloons, popping balloons. Yeah. She needs to like suck helium and talk like a Smurf, or, she needs to really like have a really good time. It makes me think of a movie where they always, somebody would be in a bad mood, and the whole family would gather and dance on the bed and sing a certain song that would make them laugh and giggle and feel better again. It's like the whole family would rally to come dance around and dance around that depressed person and cheer them up. So that might be a really fun thing for you guys to do too. Okay, they said that the integration is complete. So she should start feeling better. As soon as you the advice that I give to, and the end result that I give you guys is based on you guys following through on the things that I said. Dance party's got to happen. This fun stuff's got to start happening because it's going to help her to fluff it off. Like birds flap their wings to get it off. She needs that. She needs something like an outlet. So, okay. 4160. Hi, Amy. I just ended things with my DM. He's continued to stay with his karmic, and I have realized that I have not been true to myself by staying in this. It's time for me to let go and trust. I shared my whole heart and feelings with him. He feels terrible that his behavior has been hurting me and sad that he can't give me what I deserve. But he basically said, when I said that, it just felt like he was pretending to, or like he was being a martyr. He was just like, I won't be able to give you what you deserve anyway. I'm just going to stay getting beat up by this wet noodle on my head. Boom, boom, boom. It's like he hates the situation that he's in, and he's just feeling sorry for himself. He's being mopey. But he basically said he won't step up, and that's just what it's been since day one. Okay. His response was what I expected, so I was prepared to let him go. Could you please do a spread so that to see what he's really thinking and feeling? Thank you. Yeah. I would also watch that video. Boy, today's about love, isn't it? It's because love is going to come together. A lot of love relationships are coming together, and it's time. It's time. Um, so, and a lot of you are actually having some little, what do you call it? False starts, but it's not really a false start. Let's put the shoe on and see if it fits for a minute. Okay, it fit a little too perfectly. And then it's like well, now I have to recalibrate my whole existence. Now I have to now all of a sudden it's like you start getting all these downloads and it's a bit overwhelming. It's like you're all of a sudden your whole life makes sense, makes perfect sense. And you realize you've been seeing everything wrong. And because you've never seen something so right in your life. So it's just like this overwhelming feeling of, oh my God, I have to readjust everything in my life. I have to take a look at all of this all over because I didn't know this existed. I didn't know this could be so amazing. So, and there's unworthiness things that pop up and everything. So he knows this, he can feel it, he can sense the big changes that would happen as a result of you guys coming together. And he's more comfortable. He's more comfortable just staying with what feels familiar to him. I don't think that he's going to stay that way though, but it's going to take you really letting him go. And I mean, really letting him go. Like I would consider that a closed door. Like for me, that I did a video on this. Also, if you go to amysatori.com/videos, it's in there. It's called Alternate Options, or When Your Masculine Throws You a Curveball. So, definitely you're never going to be able to forget about him. Just, don't even worry about that. You're going to be thinking about him, but just do you completely. Don't even worry about your love life. Don't even worry about even dating anybody, but stay open to other people too. Because I do believe that when the masculine totally shuts the door on you and says, absolutely not, then the next guy most likely to love you naturally is going to take the torch and run with it. So, yeah, he wants to have success and victory with you. And he has something to tell you that he's afraid to tell you, that, yeah, he's afraid that he's insecure about how to express himself with confidence. So it's like when he finally gets out his truth to you, he's going to feel like patting himself on the back. Like, whoo, that was quite a feat. Like, that was amazing. I can't believe I was able to do that. It's like, there's something, he's not telling you the complete truth. He's totally not telling you the complete truth, which is that he basically wants to get up the strength and the courage to leave that situation and quit being settling, quit settling. Really, he wants to apologize to you for lying even and saying that he prefers the other situation, thinks about you all the time, wants the end of a difficult period, and wants to eventually be strong enough to not worry and just take a leap of faith with you and share his feelings, trying to get up the courage. He just doesn't have the courage right now. He's feeling sorry for himself. He puts you up on a pedestal. And he's pretty sure that if you guys get to know each other better, you're not going to want him. So they all do that at some stage in the game. All of them. All of them. No matter who they are. I'm watching what you do. Or yeah, I was going to say he's spying on you too. I don't know if I said that. So I'm watching all that you do or say publicly, maybe driving by or asking folks about you, finding out anything that I can. I just don't want you going anywhere. So why would he do that if he didn't love you? If he was planning on staying in that situation, why would he watch you like that? Some things you've said have me reeling. I appreciated it, even if I acted defensive. I have some reflecting to do, but I'm not going anywhere, and I know this will make us stronger. I love how you think. You really inspire me. You're such a remarkable person, putting you up on a pedestal. And I can't wait to have you at my right hand once I start acting like the person I know I'm meant to be as well. So he knows this is meant to be. I'm really depressed right now because he's not honoring himself and he's not honoring his feelings and his truth. I'm going through a dark night of the soul. I just need some time to see through the darkness. Please let me be. I've got intimacy issues right now. I'm afraid I'll have performance anxiety and or don't feel confident about being physical in a healthy way or opening up about my past. So yeah, he feels like he's just in a doomy, gloomy place, feeling sorry for himself. But once he bounces back and gets his power back, it's like nothing's going to stop him. I just see him be like really like, I don't know, something's going to click. I think something she says to him or something where he's just like, I'm not taking this shit anymore. I'm just not taking this kind of treatment anymore. I don't want to be with somebody like you who would talk to me that way. I'm on my way to you right now. I'm so excited. I have to lay low till I get there. So no one's going to stop me. Oh my God, I can't wait to see you. He wants to run to your arms. That's what he really wants to do. But he's healing some stuff right now. He's just healing. So let him go through this process and let him come to you when he's ready. And you be working on the things that you're getting triggered with in the meantime as well. I can't believe how much love there is today, how much it's all about love. Okay, so 4161. I was told by a medium that my chiropractor is my twin flame. I need to know if this is true or not. Why do I feel so connected to him? Am I crazy? Okay, so nobody can tell you who your true love is. So don't let any kind of psychic or even me tell you that that's your true love. I mean, I may give you my input, what I think, what I'm feeling, what I'm sensing, but you are the one who ultimately knows that. And I would definitely watch my video, amysatori.com/videos. Go there and watch the one all about true love, or just go through my playlist, all about true love, or all about, about true love, I think is what it's called on YouTube. So, okay. Okay, what's he really thinking and feeling about her right now? What's he really thinking and feeling about her right now, please? He wants to take it to the next level. He wants commit in his heart space. He wants commitment. Wow. He loves you and isn't telling you. Now, I know a lot of you guys, when I tell you this, if this is new to you, you're always like, are you sure that's talking about me? Yes, I'm talking about you. My intention is, how does he feel about you right now? And I know it's hard because they put that poker face on. They act like they don't, but he wants to make you some kind of a heartfelt offer. He's trying to work himself up to getting commitment out of you. He feels giddy and excited like a little kid when he sees you. He's working on some kind of a plan to make things go forward like very, very quickly. Like he can't wait. But it really burdens him. It's like, the kid in school who's always looking at that girl when she goes by, his heart's like, he never says anything to her. He's like, oh, it kind of, and then he fantasizes about like, oh, if only I could take her to the movies and put my arm around her or hold her hand or, that kind of thing. So he is always thinking about what he could do to take it to the next level. And then he's falling short and not doing that. So it's like you feel him beating himself up over his insecurities. So he's working on it. He's working. Don't give him too much flack because he really likes you a lot. And he really wants to give back, and he misses you a lot, and he wishes that he would be stronger. He'd be so embarrassed if he saw this right now. I just feel like he'd just be mortified. But it's true, and he really does like you that much. All right. I love how you think. You really inspire me. You're such a remarkable person, and I can't wait to have you at my right hand once I start acting like the person I know I'm meant to be as well. I've been lying or hiding out of fear or to save face. However, I pushed you away. Just know that it was a lie, and I feel terrible. I will get honest with you at a future date. I'm finally starting to love myself enough to be open to you loving me. I'm on shaky legs yet, but I'm heading in the right direction. I want to work on this so I'm not too needy and push you away. It's like he could totally flip. It's like once he has you, he's going to be like, oh, don't go anywhere. Don't leave. I can't even go to the bathroom without you. I need you right here. Always. Don't be surprised if I show up at your door. I'm so sorry. I will make this right by you. I love you. I don't care what others think about us. We're perfect for each other, and that's all that matters. So he's getting there. He's getting, you could, I feel like you could, kind of flirt with him, kind of like push him or nudge him or like lay hints of like little playful hints, nothing that gives him pressure, but something that lets him know that that you're open, that you're open to kind of playing around with him or whatnot, humor is going to be important for breaking through to him. Yeah, how much Shashi Nake in Sase. He dreams about you too. He's just trying to get up the courage is all. So let him do it at his own. I know it's really frustrating having to wait for these guys sometimes. But you want them to come to you, and you don't want at least want one of these false starts. You really want them to feel like, you know what, I got this. No matter what we got to go through or whatever, we got this. No matter what I have to endure, no matter what they got to feel like a sense of like they believe in themselves and they believe that they can get over anything, especially with you by their side. So, and they believe nobody's going to think they're worthy of their true love. That's just an impossible thing. So everybody just throw that idea out the window. There's no way you're going to feel worthy of this person because that's how much you love them. That's just a sign of how much you love them, and they love you the same way. But if you are able to apologize to somebody and you're able to call yourself out on your own shit, if you're able to, see it for what it is and also laugh at yourself, if you can do all that, then you're pretty good. You're pretty good. Just be able to say you're sorry, be able to laugh at yourself, be able to see your own shit. And that's pretty much it. If you can do those things, you got it. Because then you guys can work together as a team and you're not going to get too triggered about things, and just stay out of your head. When you're getting to know each other, don't let it become like this buildup of pressure. Like, I don't deserve this. Don't start saying stories like that to yourself. Oh, she's too good for me. He's too good for me. Oh, just stay really present in the moment. Don't get in your head, whatever you do, because the ego will always try to defeat you. The ego will always try to overthink everything and get you really in a bad place, and then you're going to end up leaving, and the person who totally deserves your love and needs your love is going to be left wondering what the heck happened, scratching their heads, and their mind end up with somebody else. So try to stick it through and to be as honest as you can. I'm really scared right now and I feel this, that, or the other thing, but that don't let that story become who you are. You make you who you are. You decide who you are, and you make up the stories that you choose to believe. So be the master of your thoughts. Be the master of your thoughts, and don't let crazy stories get away with you. You can have the crazy stories happen, because they will, the crazy thoughts. But if it's causing you anxiety, if it's causing you to feel like less than or anything like that, stop believing that story and get empowered. All right. 4163. Hi, Amy. I hope this message finds you well. For the past 9 months or so, I've been feeling intuitively led to move to the DC metro area. This past Saturday, my husband and I took a tour of a condo in Rockville, Maryland, as we only have 1 month left before our lease ends, and we must move this month. Compared to most of the places that we've been, this condo seems pretty updated. However, I don't feel excited about it. I'm assuming this condo is not where Source is taking me. Okay, what do you get on all this? How about Shishina? Nope, the condo is not for you. Definitely not. There's another one. Is it a condo also? Yeah, townhome, something like that. And it's going to be beautiful. And there's going to be like a garden that you look out at. It's going to be a pretty view. I feel like it's going to be upstairs. It's going to be on an upper level. or on a hill or something, because I see you looking down at pretty landscaping. I heard just in time, like just in time. So it might happen. It might happen at the last minute. It might happen like a week before the end of the month. Oh, I hate that. Oh God, that's gonna be hard. Okay, so what you can do about it in the meantime is thank you, God, so much that we found the absolute perfect place for us that we're so excited about, and we can't wait to go move in. Oh my gosh, we are so relieved. Thank you so much for finding us the absolute perfect place in DC or in the DC area or whatever. Thank you that whole thing worked out so much, and we were so relieved, and it was less than we thought it would be. We have an incredible property manager. We've got like whatever you want to have happen in that scenario that would bring you a lot of relief, and like, oh, thank God. Be saying that as if it's already happened. That's your very best thing that you could possibly do right now, to be creating that and bringing that energy in, and be excited. Be excited about the place that isn't even there yet. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm so happy to be moving into this incredible place. This is like, it exceeds my expectations. I never thought we could find such an incredible place. And just whenever you find yourself wondering or worrying at all, bring it back to exploding with excitement about this wonderful thing that's already happened that hasn't really happened. And that's that and staying present in the moment, and rather than out of your head, rather than being in your head. Because when you're worried about something, then you're bringing the negative energy that's combating the excitement that you're trying to have. If you want the exciting thing to happen, then you got to keep this down, and so the excitement can break right through. Boom, 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 boom. But if you're doing this, if you're worrying and then there's excitement, then they're doing this and you're not getting anywhere. So you got to, every single time, I mean, this can come up, but you go like that with the excitement. This can come up, go like that. And that way it's going to still balance out to where the excitement thing comes. This is the, principles of manifesting. So, and let it go and just know that it's going to happen. Just keep affirming, and you'll bring it through. And we are manifesting fast right now, you guys, almost instantly. Anything else? I feel like pulling some spirit cards. Let me get some carrot juice. Okay. If you knew the beautiful things ahead for you, you would trust where all this is going. We got you. Laugh at it all. Humor is the best medicine and your greatest weapon against negativity. And I just asked, are they going to truly find a place in time? I got to guess. If you don't like a situation, practice observing you in the experience rather than being in it yourself. Step outside yourself and look from a more detached perspective. Now, what that means is like basically you're imagining that like I'm standing back behind this chair watching myself make this video with you. Imagine that. So whatever it is that's upsetting you, just be the observer of you in that situation rather than letting it be who you are. Over identifying with your ego, in other words. Most, if not all, of what you're going through involves ascension and leveling up. You'll soon see why all this had to happen just the way that it did. So trust. You're only being given one step at a time. I feel like this pertains to so many of you. You're only being given one step at a time, because if you knew all that was coming, it would overwhelm you. Please just trust us to guide you. You don't need all the answers right now. You could even I just felt like you should do a Divine Guidance Council meeting, which I have those instructions here on YouTube. And also I should have them in that videos, amysatori.com/videos. Do a Divine Guidance Council meeting so you can get some ideas. Just hold the intention of getting more information about this place that you're going to be moving into. You may get a number of the home, or you might see the same scene I did, like where you're looking down at these flowers, or you might see, a neighbor dog that you're going to see when you're on the tour. So you'll get all kinds of indicators as to the place that you're going to. So that could put your mind at ease, write it all down when you go to do the session. Okay. 4167. Recently on Facebook, I accepted a request to be a friend, request to be oh, oh, I forgot how Facebook asked you to be a friend and stuff. Okay, I accepted a request to be a friend from an unknown man, which usually I don't do. He seems to be very lonely since his job as a seaman on a cargo ship keeps him away from home a very long time. His wife died about 5 years ago, and he has a teenage son. To me, he's very aggressive in wanting the relationship to be more close than casual. My age is 78, and I don't know his age, but he looks like he's in his 50s. My question is, should I continue this relationship? I can't help but think there was a particular reason I clicked on the yes button, which is not normal for me. Okay. How much is she not okay? I just asked if he's being honest with you, and I gotta know. So you may want to watch my video. Just put in the search in YouTube, Amy Satori catfishing, or just catfish, Amy Satori catfish, and it should come up. And I talk about things like this, but it sounds like kind of a fictitious story, you know. Yeah, I mean, a lot of times. Well, I won't even get into all that. That's not necessary. I don't feel he's being honest with you. I do feel he's catfishing you, meaning that he's pretending to be somebody that he's not, or he's like painting a picture of especially if someone gets like super pushy like that, there's usually a reason behind it. You know, somebody who's totally in love with you isn't going to be like threatening you necessarily. Depends on the situation, I guess, but like if it feels like kind of like, what, I'm just kind of chilling here believing in us and thinking this is really cool, and you're like, hurry up, do it right now, then that there's something wrong there. You know, there's definitely something wrong there. If what do you call it, if it doesn't even make sense, you know, if it doesn't make sense, that's how I should say. If you're here and he's like clear out here going bah, and any kind of threats, like, you know, sometimes they'll get like, well, I'm going to do this to you if you don't, you know, like super forceful. I wouldn't have anything to do with anybody who starts acting forceful or really like making threats or saying they'll do this if you don't that, or any kind of threatening ill will on you, or any kind of attacks, you know, any kind of attacking or pushing really hard. That's usually somebody who's in a desperate situation, then they're wanting something from you. In fact, I think what would be good is to tell him, I'll tell you what, and this is totally what I would do in that situation as well. I'll tell you what, you know, you took that assignment as a seaman to be out in your whatever assignment you're on. You took that on because you chose that for whatever reason. You have put yourself in a situation in which you're isolated, solitary confinement, or whatever it might be in real life. But you have put yourself in that situation. I didn't put you in that situation. I accepted you as a friend, and obviously you're lonely and you need some interaction and whatnot. So when you get done with that assignment, I would like to meet you in person. And when I meet you in person, we'll see how that goes. We'll just see if that goes anywhere. It may or it may not. I'm not going to make any promises without even knowing you. You know, and every situation is different, but so it's like you just tell him, I'm not going to make a commitment to you, being that I haven't met you, and I don't even know if you're telling me the truth for sure. So in order to protect myself and protect my heart and protect my money, even, I'm not going to do anything about this relationship until you're actually here. So I am going to block you now. I am going to not accept your phone calls. I am not going to anything. You tell me when your assignment's over somehow. I don't know. Figure out what you could set up. Like, just tell him that that unless you guys meet in person and you've met his son and you actually see that he's living the life that he says that he's living, then there's really nothing that can be done between you guys. There's no commitment. There's no anything. Like, you have to know that he is a real person who has a son who's actually on a cargo ship or whatever he's saying. Like, you gotta have proof of all these things, and don't even make it about, you don't have to make it about like, I feel like you're catfishing me, because he'll come up with all kinds of lies to cover that up too. So you don't even necessarily want to say that. Just say, this is hurting me. So I'm going to protect my heart for, until I know that there's actually something real here. Then I've got to say goodbye. So you're going to go the opposite direction of what he's trying to force and push you to, because it's quite possible that he has a whole list of people like you that he's talking to on a regular basis, telling similar stories to. He could have 5 different women or whatever. So why did she say yes to this? Why did she say yes to this person? You guys hold a similar vibration of being kind of lonely and needing somebody to talk to, and it filled a void for you. But the problem is that when you fill a void in that way, when you need a person like that, it's unhealthy, and it's like needy. So it becomes like you'll fall for anything. So that's why it's so good for us to like be in our power, and to be like tending to and healing those, the lack in us, the feeling of loneliness, the feeling of like, I'll never find somebody, the feeling of like all those negative feelings that we go through. If we're sorting it through and having realizations and epiphanies about those things, and we keep growing and learning, and the more healthy our environment and how we treat ourselves, the less likely we're going to call that kind of energy in, because it's just you're not going to invest your time and energy in something that it could be a potential scam, basically. So, it's hard because you're getting a need fulfilled in that situation. But do you love yourself enough to put your foot down and have some kind of a good boundary with him, and to let him know, this is what I need. I know you're trying to force on me what you need, but this is what I need from you, and then you let him know what that is. I'd like proof. It could be proof. I'd like, I don't know. A lot of times I don't know. I've heard so many stories, but this totally sounds like a scam to me. It totally does, especially with him pushing the issue. If he were patient about it, if he were just like, you know what, I'm just so grateful to know you, and like, put yourself in his shoes. You're out in the middle of nowhere on a cargo ship or whatever, and you're totally lonely. Wouldn't you'd probably start spilling your guts. You'd probably feel like you're talking to a diary, and you'd probably just start saying all kinds of things, because you'd just be like, I don't have anyone else to talk to. So you'd become like a confession booth or something. He'd probably just be so appreciative, and probably like, I can't wait to see you. And yeah, he might be insecure and like glom on and want to be like, don't go anywhere, please don't date anybody else or whatever. But it would come from more of a place of like if he knows that you feel the same way, why doesn't he feel confident that you wouldn't go with somebody else too? So, and he could say, he'd provide all the proof that you need. He'd be like, okay, here's the picture of this, or here's that I'm at, and here's that. He would, what proof do you need? Let me know when I've given you adequate proof. I'll give you this, I'll give you the other thing, I'll give you da. And once he's completely proven that, then he can say in a mature way, like, I would really like to have a commitment with you. Are you willing? Would you like a commitment too? When both of you agree and you both feel really good about that, you don't have a problem. But if you're having resistance or reservations about it, and he's forcing it, there's something wrong there, And I also feel like you said yes because you were supposed to learn this lesson. Sometimes you're supposed to tell somebody else and warn somebody else about it, and I got to tell you too, and I say this in the catfish video, but You can think you know somebody that way. However, you've been getting to know him for quite a while, and you may think you have feelings for him and everything, and you get in person and it's just not like that. It's not like you played it up in your head. So make sure that you guys meet in person for real, so that you can make sure that you guys really have that chemistry before don't give him any money. Whatever you do, do not give him any money ever, unless you guys are actually like married and you have a life together and both of your money is both your money. Do not fall for anything, any kind of asking for money or anything, any gifts or anything like that. Yeah. You can accept gifts. If he gives gifts, that's awesome. Real gifts, not pictures of gifts. But and I would be praying, thank you, God, for showing me the truth. Thank you, God, for showing me the truth about everything in my life. Thank you so much for always revealing to me what's underneath things. Thank you for always showing me the truth in all matters. Especially in matters of the heart, if you want to add that. I don't know. So he doesn't feel real to me. He doesn't feel he's genuine sometimes. Is he talking to other people? Yeah. Is he getting attention from other people? Is he demanding from other people? I mean, I've heard them come out and start threatening and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Yeah, he is, he could be after you for your money, possibly. He could assume that you have a lot of money. I'm only saying that because I've got 9 of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. Those are people who are high class, high society, lots of money, sitting on money. He feels like you're really mature and grounded, and he looks up to you possibly too. He could also have his ways of spying on you. But just, I do like that he misses you and that he feels insecure. I mean, not the insecure part, but he has feelings. So he does have feelings, it looks like. Although there are no cups here. Wow, wait a minute. Okay, here's 3 cups, 3 third party. There, he might have somebody. He might have somebody else. Yeah, a 3 of cups with the lovers. He might have some lovers. Or just like he may even have 3 women in his life. He could. 10 of Pentacles, like yeah. But anyway, however you want to establish your boundaries with him, I would definitely do that, and just make sure that you guys meet in person, and that you let him know that you really care about him, and that you're really glad that you guys met, and whatever honest things you want to tell him. But then establish that boundary of, I have to do the healthy and loving thing for myself, and I have to detach from you for a while. So please just let me know when you're available. If you do not respect my wishes, then I will completely block you on everything. So maybe you can just say that. Say, this is what I want. I want you to stop contacting me until you're out of that situation, so we can finally meet and see if we want to start a life together. Don't contact me anymore for a bit. Because if you do, I'm going to block you. And then you're not going to have a chance with me at all. So you set the terms that make you feel comfortable. Or just let him know there's going to be no commitment. We can continue to talk every week or whatever you guys do. And I'll give you that, because you don't want to waste too much time on this person, because you want to leave your options open. And I know you're thinking, I'm 78, I don't have any options. You'll have options if you plan to have options. You'll have options because you have a good vibration going on. You're going to attract options coming up. We have so much going on right now, and our planet shifting and everything. You could have the most incredible soulmate ever. Like, don't you worry about that. But whatever makes you feel comfortable, just do that and set boundaries around that. And if he's not willing to do that, or throws a fit, or gets angry, or throws a tantrum, or anything like that, You could even say, I'm going to block you for a month now because you did that. I'm going to block you now for a month. Now you have to wait a month and think about it. Put him in timeout. If he acts like a child, put him in timeout, you know? All right. Well, I hope some of those things help. Just ponder that for a little bit. Think about what I've told you. There's definitely some lies in there, it feels like to me, but he definitely also, it's funny because when I finally said he has feelings, the only feeling card, the only one with cups was the 3 of cups. So maybe he's in love with somebody else, but he wants you for your money. Could be. So just be careful. Be careful not to invest too much time and energy into this. And, you do what's right for you. Don't let somebody bully or push you into a situation that you're not comfortable with. All right. So everybody just take a deep breath and relax and think about something you would like to help transform in your life for the better. And as long as it's for everybody's highest good and it's within everybody's free will, it will be amplified. The energy of your request or your wish will be, helped, aided, amplified to help that happen. Okay. Sheshe na poma ama anatai la ansanse laki in. Shishi na pohoma ama anatai. Halake saan se shi e. Hala umaan tatai tain chi chena ala hikeen. Ha la po maana. Tan sa se she e la ana keen. All right, you guys have a great weekend. Have fun. And I'll talk to you next week. If you guys want to order a question for yourself, go to amysatori.com/ask Amy, and you can ask your question there for next week. All right, thanks. Bye.